I gotta stop leaving these windows open on a nice windy day. People all over the place. I don't even know what they're doing. They're just walking around on cell phones, texting people, making all kinds of weird... Oh! Hey gang. Sorry about all the noise. I don't know what's going on around here. Welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Death by Dialogue, and this one was very unusually weird. Jeez, they're inside the house. They're just... That's what I get for leaving the door open, I guess. They're just walking around and making all kinds of noise. Anyway, it's a movie about a bunch of teenage kids or college kids, sorry. They go to a mansion to hang out there, and the mansion is right by an old movie lot. They discover a book that by reading it, things start to happen, like people dying. In some pretty weird ways. And there's also a killer on the loose going around killing everybody because, well, they can't seem to put that doggone book down to make all the death and the killing stop. And, you know, people fly out of a barn door and everything like that. So, backwards, by the way. So yeah, it turns out everything written in the book that they keep reading about out loud, or just reading, period, bad things start happening to their friends and anybody around them, and yes, that's gives you the name right there, Death by Dialogue. Finally, in the end, though, the killer who's been doing all this, killing and all kinds of weird stuff, he winds up going to the cemetery where our three friends, Lenny, Linda, and Corey, are at. And Linda is reading from the book once again. It pretty much says ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and the killer disappears. Now, you would think maybe the killer would disappear in some sort of really cool looking, almost like Star Trek-like thing. No, he just disappears like it's a bad editing camera trick. Oh man, this movie was really bad, and surprisingly, it's from the Trauma Company, which really shocked me because I don't like doing trauma movie reviews on here very often because I'm a big Trauma fan, but they have made quite a bit of bad ones. Yeah, a lot of the deaths in this movie were a little weird and ridiculous, especially the flying out the top of a barn scene. We had this couple being alone, and all of a sudden the girl flies backwards, and I'm just like, wow, that's gotta be probably the worst way to die. But the whole time I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, just put the book down and get rid of it. Stop reading from it, because it seemed like the more they read from it, more stuff started happening. So, I gotta get rid of these people. Maybe if I read a book, maybe if I read some kind of a book, that might get rid of them. Hold on. That's Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Nothing. Oh well. Really extremely bad ending. I mean, I'm sorry. We have the three of them standing around a cemetery, a grave site, and it says ashes to ashes, dust to... that might go on par with quite possibly the dumbest thing to happen in a horror movie since Bubba Hotep, which I have yet to see, and I wouldn't mind checking that out sometime because a buddy of mine told me about that ending, and I went, okay. I love Bruce Campbell movies, but wow, this has been described as one of his all-time worst, and when you think about a lot of the really bad low-budget movies he's done in the past, I don't know, that might be kind of tough to top. But there you have it, Death by Dialogue, which apparently, according to this, stars Ken Sagos, I guess, the kid who survived Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So he went from a movie that many people loved in a great horror franchise to this. I wonder if he's kicking himself right about now. It says he survived part 3, but I don't even know if he came back in part 4 or not, but if he did, he probably got killed off because we all know what happened to those kids in part 4 that survived part 3. Oh my God. Yeah, but yes, death by dialogue. Really strange, really bad, and crazy movie. But if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And if you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror that made you want to read a lot of really boring books afterwards, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you so very, very much for watching. And until next time, for Doc Schlock, as always, stay strong and rock on. And I'm going to do something about these people right about now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Hold on a second. Everything half off at the Super Center! Hey, they're leaving.